A hearty welcome to this language class. Today's lesson is all about noun. In this lesson, we will try to define noun. We will also discuss different types of nouns. And thirdly, we'll discuss the rules to keep in mind when using these nouns. Now, there are different types of nouns. One is concrete noun, another one is abstract noun. One is common noun, another one is proper noun. Then you have got collective noun, then countable and uncountable noun. In today's discussion, we will be concentrating on these few types of nouns: concrete noun, abstract noun, common noun, proper noun, collective noun, countable noun, uncountable noun. What is a noun? It is nothing but a name of a person, place, animal, thing, feeling, idea, etc. For example, Jack likes to go to the zoo and see the animals. In this particular sentence, it is clearly indicated the nouns. So Jack is the name of a person, is a noun. Zoo is the name of a place, and you have got animals. So these are the nouns. Besides this, you can have the noun which are of things like watch, shirt, pen, etc. Now we begin with concrete noun. What is a concrete noun? Noun like Jack, zoo, animal, watch and shirt, these are all examples of concrete noun. Why we call them concrete noun? It is just because these nouns have got physical existence. We can see them, we can touch them. So all of these nouns are physical. We can see them, we can touch them. They have got real physical existence. And that is the reason why we call them concrete noun. Now abstract noun is another type of noun. It is just opposite to concrete noun. This type of noun does not have any physical existence. We cannot see them, we cannot touch them. Okay, these are just ideas and feelings. I will give you two examples. One is honesty is the best policy, very popular saying. And then one more example, love is a powerful emotion. In these two sentences we see honesty, policy, love, emotion. These are all nouns and these are the examples of abstract noun. Why? Because we cannot see them, we cannot touch them. Okay, for example, love. Love is a feeling, like emotion also. We cannot touch them, we cannot see them. And that is the reason why we call these four nouns as abstract noun, because they do not have physical existence. Now let's come to common noun and proper noun. Okay, all of us know what is a common noun. Common noun is a general noun, a name given in common. We have got so many examples of common noun. Like if I say boy, I mean to say any boy. If I say man, I mean to say any man. No particular man, no particular boy. So whole class of man, whole class of men, whole class of boys, class of animals. Okay, so that is a common name given in common. So that is called common noun. Okay, whereas proper noun is a name given to a specific individual. We will have some examples. We have got two lists of nouns. In left hand side we have got the list of common nouns, and right hand side we have got list of proper noun. Man is an example of common noun. Woman is an example of common noun. Likewise, you have got city, you have got country, university, company, restaurant, religion, language, day, month, and so many other examples are there of common nouns. Now, these are just name given in common. When you say city, you do not know which city. A particular city is not specified. City, if I say city, it may mean Mumbai, it may mean Kolkata, it may mean Chennai. So likewise, all the words here are examples of common noun. Now think of a proper noun that is related to these particular or these few common nouns which are given in the left hand side. Let's take the first example, man. If we think of a proper noun, Edward or John, okay, can be proper noun. We are talking about a particular person, Edward, like woman, Ankita. Again, this is a proper noun because a particular woman, that is Ankita. City, like Kolkata, okay, country, like China. Let me ask you a question. Do you notice something about proper noun? We have the examples there on the screen. Okay, 4 examples of proper noun. What do you notice in this? Do you notice something about proper noun? Yes. You should be noticing that they are all written with a capital first letter. And that is a rule in English. You cannot avoid, you cannot write proper noun with a small letter, starting with a small letter. Okay. The first letter always should be in capital in proper noun. So proper noun is written with first letter capitalized. Okay, we go on. University in the left hand side is an example of common noun. Okay. University, when we say university, it may mean any university. Okay. Whereas proper noun, an example is University of Chicago. We are talking about a particular, okay, university, that is University of Chicago. In this university, the first letter is capitalized. Again, Chicago, first letter is capitalized. Now let's come to collective noun. All of you know what is a collective noun. It is nothing but collection, a group. So this particular noun is quite interesting because there are a lot of collective nouns in English, and they are all very interesting to learn. When you use them in your conversation, in your writing speech becomes stylish. So collective noun is a name given to a group of people, animals, places and things. If we take the examples, a group of people, like players, employees, students, criminals, soldiers, these are all group of people. Onlookers, then group of animals also, wolves, bees, group of things like keys, shoes, stairs, etc. Now think of a collective noun for each. To begin with, players. What will be the collective noun? It will be team. And for employees? Staff. Students, class. Criminals, gang. Soldiers, an army. Now, what do you mean by onlookers? I just give an example. Suppose an accident takes place on the road. People gathered there and they start watching the scene. These people who have gathered there and watching the scene, they are called onlookers. So, what will be the collective noun for onlookers? Crowd. Then a group of wolves, pack, group of bees, swarm, keys, bunch, shoes, pair, and stairs, flight of stairs. Now we have got one difficulty in collective noun there, because there are so many collective nouns. It's difficult to learn them all. That's why I would suggest you to learn the most common collective noun. These whatever collective nouns are given on the screen, they are all common. Learn the most common collective nouns. Other than these, there are quite number of most common collective nouns. You can learn them and make use of them in your day-to-day conversation and day-to-day writing. So that is how you can overcome this difficulty of learning so many collective nouns. So if you learn them, you can use them fluently in conversation. But sometimes you might be in a situation when you want to use collective noun, but you can't, maybe because you forget. So what you do in this case, when you forget the collective noun, use your common sense. Just put a word that is group. Suppose you forget team. What will be the common noun for employees? You forget. So use your common sense and write group of employees. Instead of staff of employees, just group of employees, class of students, gang of criminals. So that is how you can avoid this problem, overcome this problem when you forget to use an appropriate collective noun. Just use the word group. Now, one reason to learn collective noun, I think I told you, is when you use them in your speech, it will make your speech stylish. So, try to learn as many as you can. So, this is all about collective noun. We go to the next one, that is countable and uncountable nouns. All of you know the meaning of countable and uncountable noun. Countable and uncountable. There's nothing. Countable noun is the one that can be counted. An uncountable noun is the one that cannot be counted. These two nouns are the most important noun. I give you two lists of countable noun and uncountable noun. Now first, countable nouns. Examples I have given you. So that is book, pen, man, spoon, building, elephant. You can count them. 10 books, 100 books, 1 book, 1 pen, 5 buildings, okay, an elephant. You can count them. That's why they are called countable nouns. So these only few examples I have given. Now another thing you must remember regarding countable noun, you can use indefinite article like a, an before this. Now like a book, okay, an elephant. Also you can use plurals like 10 elephants, okay, 5 men, etc. So that is one thing. Third thing, you can question. How many books? Okay, you can use this way, how many? Okay, then when you are not sure about the exact number, you can use this word or this term, a few. When many are there, then you can put many or a lot of, either many or a lot of. When you are not sure, you can use some books, some pens. Or when you do not want to mention the exact number, you can use some. Okay, let's see uncountable nouns. Okay, these are the examples of uncountable nouns like water, coffee, air, salt, sugar, love, advice. You cannot count water. You cannot count coffee. Okay, they are liquid. Whereas air is gas, you cannot count it. Salt, sugar is difficult to count. It's almost impossible to count. Very small particles are there. That's why we group them under uncountable noun. Love, advice, all these cannot be counted. Secondly, there is no use of a or an. You cannot say a water. You cannot say an air. You cannot say a salt. Okay? Even you cannot put the plurals. Okay? So just opposite. However, okay, when we use units or measures, at that time we can use these indefinite articles or plurals. Okay, like a glass of water. Okay, a tablespoon of sugar, 2 cups of milk, like this. At that time you can use. Otherwise, under normal circumstance, you cannot use a, an, or any plural for uncountable nouns. Okay, then you can question also how much. Instead of how many, you have to use this one how much. You cannot say here how many. You cannot say how many coffee, how many air, how many salts. No, how much. Then instead of few, you cannot say few water. you can say little water, little salt. Okay, then instead of many, you have to use much. You cannot say many water, you cannot say many sugars, etc. But a lot of remains the same for both for countable noun as well as uncountable noun. Okay, a lot of water, okay, a lot of sugar, etc. And some same as a countable noun, some water, some coffee, etc. Now there is a difficulty when comparing. We continue with countable and uncountable noun. When comparing, there is a problem of making mistake. Okay, I'll show you how, okay, a student may commit a mistake. Countable nouns, uncountable nouns, for example, more. Okay, I just put it the fewer. Okay, one example I'm giving: my neighborhood 5 buildings, your neighborhood 10 buildings. Okay, here more, less. Okay, I drink 2 cups of coffee, you drink 4 cups of coffee. Now let's take the first example: my neighborhood 5 buildings, your neighborhood, okay, 10 buildings. Now your neighborhood is more, your neighborhood is having more buildings. Okay, so you use the word more under countable noun. Okay, here you take the first example: I drink 2 cups of coffee, you drink 4 cups of coffee. Okay, so that means you drink more. So under uncountable noun you also can use more. Okay, you drink more coffee, you drink more milk. That is allowed. So in both the cases more can be used. Okay, now take this. Now just go to the opposite one. Okay, like my neighborhood 5 buildings, your neighborhood 10 buildings. That means, okay, I have got, my neighborhood has got fewer buildings. Here many students, they may write less. You cannot say. Under countable noun you cannot write less. You cannot say, okay, my neighborhood has got less buildings. You have to say my neighborhood has got fewer buildings. Okay, likewise here, I drink 2 cups of coffee, you drink 4 cups of coffee. That means I drink less coffee. Here you can use less, but not under countable noun. So this is a common mistake that is committed by most of the students. For countable noun they use less or lesser. It is not allowed. You have to use fewer. Now let's recap whatever we have discussed. First, we try to define the noun. Noun is a name of person, place, okay, animals, etc., etc. Just name. Okay, then we have discussed different types of nouns. First we began with concrete noun and then abstract noun. Concrete nouns are the nouns which have got physical existence. Abstract noun is the noun which does not have physical existence. They are just ideas, feelings, etc. Okay, then common noun and proper noun. Common noun we have said is a name given in common, like boy, girl, etc. Proper noun, a specific name. Then we discuss collective noun. Collective noun is a collection, a group. Okay, and then countable, uncountable noun. Countable noun, the noun that can be counted. Okay, uncountable noun that cannot be counted. Yeah, that's all about noun. And thank you very much for being with me and paying attention.